longer that anticipation to watch the next episode because they're all right there at your fingertips, that's what everything else has become. Network TV and is going to suffer from that because while they're still old school, and I enjoy the wait. I enjoy the anticipation.
My only downside that I've been complaining about this season is the fact that Game of Thrones is on Sunday, because it's like, shit, all the shit that they've been rolling out, it's like, how can I sleep after this and go to work the next day? I can't sleep. Everything's in my brain.
Like, even so far as, like I said earlier, the American Horror Story Cult's first official trailer. It got leaked a day before, and I watched it thinking it was fan-made. I'm like, oh, this is pretty fucking cool. If it comes out like that, awesome. Only for the next day, FX and all of them to finally put it out, and I go, oh, it is the fucking trailer. Like, I felt a little cheated. Yeah, I'm like, damn it. I watched it thinking it wasn't even the real thing. Like, there was...
Still with that excitement and anticipation, waiting for them. It's kind of like when your parents give you the option, okay, you can open your Christmas presents at midnight, or you can wait till Christmas morning.
Yes.
And you do, and as a younger kid, you go, okay, I'll do it at midnight, and you do it at midnight, but then you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning and you go, fuck, I should have did that. You're like, I should have did that. Mm-hmm. Now I have nothing to open while everybody else is opening their presents.
Yeah.
And everything like that. It's that's the closest feeling you can get to it.
Yeah.
I would say.
Let's see. Well, Brad, he's lucky because he doesn't watch shows where people care enough to leak the episodes. That's actually a really good tactic.
Yeah. Now, on the flip side of it, I mean, leaks and spoilers have also been used as a promotional tactical weapon as well by people that create these films and everything themselves. For instance, it's common knowledge without it being factual yet that Ryan Reynolds himself leaked the Deadpool test footage after the con, 3 years ago. It's pretty much he did it to finally get the attention to get this movie made the way it needed to be made. And it was a great tactic because it got so much interest.
Yes.
And everything like that. And of course, the actual scene was way different.
Yeah.
And also, to do that much CGI, it was obviously something that was plotted always to be released to make the CG look that good and everything like that, that it's suddenly leaked. I mean, you don't make test footage of CG that looks that phenomenal just for your own personal testing things. You pretty much storyboard what you want to do, and it still looks a little shoddy. Like, this was pretty much a fully completed CGI short, if you think about it. Like, to the nines and everything, and it looked beautiful for test footage.
Yes.
So it was obviously made as a ploy to get fans and everybody clamoring, going, yes, give us our Deadpool movie. And this wasn't the first time this was done. It's been done on multiple things.
Yes.
And it's a great ploy and everything like that. But again, when it's starting to do things like this, where it's hackers, especially, I mean, Game of Thrones obviously has been a big target right now because this is the last 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And everybody knows each episode has been bigger and more dramatic, and pieces of the puzzle falling into place, and all these big things because everything's been culminating for so many years. And we're sorry we're not trying to turn this into a Game of Thrones episode. It's the prime example right now because it's the one that's getting the most targeted. Because it's the most ravenous fans, it's the most emotionally devoted fans.
Yeah.
But also it's the show that's garnering the most attention because, I mean, every news medium and outlet covers this show, from televised news down to magazines and even newspapers.
Yep.
Like, this is widely covered. So hackers are having a field day on this because, again, it's the most watched season, is these last 2 seasons. I know people from my job that are jumping into the show now, binge, because of all the stuff that they're hearing, how fantastic it is. They're binge watching from season 1 now to catch up to everything that's going on. Because, like, man, I'm hearing so much about the show. I got to start watching it before it's gone and everything. Another one that was like that worked against them was when they had leaked the entire Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
With the early CG.
I remember
and
that.
Like that. This
is
one of the really big earlier cases of it and everything like that.
Yes, I remember.
And my dad had gotten us a copy, and we watched it, and it was like, the CG still wasn't there. And it was supposed to be a screener, and the CG looked very out of place and everything like that. But that also hurt the movie thing, because everybody was waiting so long for an actual Wolverine movie, similar to how long they were waiting for a Deadpool movie. Everybody got to see this leak and they were like, "Oh my god, this movie's terrible." And then when it came out in the theaters, nobody wanted to go see it. Yeah. And the theatrical release wasn't really any different at all from the screener everybody saw.
Yeah.
But it definitely hurt the box office sales on the film, without a doubt. Without a doubt, it hurt.
All right, let me field some of the comments we have going on via Nerd Rage Renegades. On leaks, a lot of people get mad. Marvel makes trailers or teasers only for con-goers who get into their panels, so fans feel a bit shafted because they want to see what's coming, and just because they couldn't get into the panel or to the con, should it be left in the dark? Yes, we definitely agree with that. When it comes to the trailers, a leak it's whatever, because again, it's just the trailer, and you know, like we mentioned, live streaming it like they do with E3 would probably be the best frigging thing that they can do. But he does agree, it is also instant gratification. Binge watching's made it so that people don't want to wait for episodes, they want it now. However, let's see. My old friend from high school, EJ, said he's been binge watching well before Netflix and Hulu made it a big thing, but they've made it easier for regular viewers to do it now. However, binge watching Game of Thrones kind of cheapens it. You need to live through the shock of certain moments, in his opinion. Yeah, I actually do agree with that.
Let it simmer.
Yes,
just so much happens.
Yes, because not only is it the anticipation of the next episode, and you know, this also falls into Walking Dead or even American Horror Story, where you really can't binge watch because what goes on in the episode sometimes are just such a blow. You need that time to just sit and ponder it.
And process what you just saw.
Yeah, like you know, a day after, for the whole week leading up to the next horror story or leading up to the next Game of Thrones, we sit here and we dissect it and we're talking about it. We're, oh my god, wait, but this means that this happened. Remember? And the trickle, like, and we sit here and we just go. You need that time.
Yeah.
You really do need that time to just sit there and think. Mm-hmm. It sounds hokey, but it's really true.
And the thing also with this too, by letting it marinate, it actually helps whatever your fandom is in terms of across the board and looking for more media on it and everything like that. I'm a perfect example of that right now.
Yes, you are.
I'm a perfect example of that right now. After she got me hooked into Game of Thrones, I was instantly hooked. Then over the course of the last 2 seasons, it's really like grown because things have really started happening to the point now where, again, 2 weeks ago I was so tired of my Spotify music. I was like, let me look for some podcasts to listen to, and I found the Game of Microphones podcast, which was the and everything like that, and I absolutely love them and the way they do their show. Like I said, they review the episode, and then in the week, Sir Duncan does the tie-ins or comparisons from the book to the episodes. Yeah. And then from listening to that and listening to what he was saying about the books got me to the point where I wanted to jump into the books. And now I've joined Audible.com and started listening to the first Game of Thrones book right now and everything. And had it been, you know, again, not for that marinating of the episodes weekly, that wouldn't have happened. Yeah. Because I needed something to fill that void from Sunday to Sunday. Yeah. I needed something to fill that void. And if I had just sat here and binge watched everything, well, there's no reason to because I'm watching everything.
Yeah, no, it is true. It really does help your love of the fandom grow. Or like, okay, one of the better examples that I could use right now is that Dave and I are currently watching season 1 of Penny Dreadful.
Yes.
On Netflix. Now, Penny Dreadful, the whole series is over. We can binge watch it till the cows come home if we want it.
But we stretch it out.
But we choose to watch at least 2 episodes every week. And in doing that, not only does it make us sit here and talk about the episodes and really think about the episodes, but in doing that, it makes me want more of that show. So from there, I go, okay, well, let me hop on Amazon. Let me see what kind of Penny Dreadful things are out there. Like, you know, books or artwork.
Shirts, anything.
Exactly. It really helps you develop the fandom. And it determines whether or not you really do love or hate a show. Because if I sat here and I binge-watched a show, who's to say anything would really affect me to the point of whether I liked it or I hated it?
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't know because it all went by so fast.
And it's kind of like getting a good meal. You're savoring the flavor. You know, a show like Game of Thrones, we're approaching its end game. You know, this season is over in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or a week from this Sunday, it's over. And then the big heavy, it's not really a rumor at this point, it's almost damn near confirmed. The final season won't be until 2019.
Yeah.
So how do we fill that void in that time being? And that's where you let that marination of being a fan film. Okay, we've got books. Other than the main story books, you've got the side story books.
Yep.
You've got the history book, the Game of Thrones history books. You've got the philosophies. You know, there's the new series of Funkos that came out. There's, Telltale did a game. Okay, I'm going to do that too, you know. Keep that going. Mm-hmm. Keep that feeling going. And what we had noticed just the other night too, it helps the sales of other things that may not be a part of that property, but fall into that category like, okay, I need something to fill the void. I've done everything. Ooh, there's this fantasy game, and it's very Game of Thrones-like. I'm going to give this a try, you know?
It's so true.
Because we found 2 games that were like that just the other day.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, this involves dragons. This involves magic. This involves all this. Oh, yes, this sounds very Game of Thrones. I'm going to give this a whirl.
It's true.
And everything like that. You know, and it helps all around.
It does.
Not just your fandom, but it also just, it helps other businesses and everything as well.
Yeah.
You know, does. Because again, if you, like you said, if we have the instant gratification, okay, it's done, it's over.
When it comes to leaks, I mean, it's unfortunate that has to be done, but it's almost as if every show should. I mean, I know they wouldn't because it is very costly, but they should take the Walking Dead route.
Right.
Remember this past season, the opener, no one knew who was going to die, even though we all had a pretty fucking good idea. Okay, so what did they do? They filmed a death scene for each fucking character.
Yeah,
just in case.
One did get linked, and there was when he killed Maggie off. That was like days later after the episode premiered.
Yeah, exactly. It did get leaked, yes, but point is they filmed a death scene for each and every single character. That way, if one got leaked, they could have been like, is that the one? We don't know.
The Maggie one was insane though. He's like taking it like a champ, and he like fucking whacked her again. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that, you know, they had to go that route, but it was a really good failsafe. Now, again, a lot of us, even the ones that didn't watch the show prior to this season, we all had a pretty good damn idea of who was going to get it.
Yeah.
But the point is they still went so far as going, oh, you think you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. What?
I don't know.
Your feelings on this whole spoiler situation?
Yeah. Spoilers, leaks, come on.
And now we lost you. You were so talkative, and now we lost you.
You put me on the spot. Now I don't know what to say.
We apologize.
Well, has there ever been any spoiler that's really pissed you off?
Not really, no, because I don't watch that shit. I'm one of those people that if I see a spoiler, I won't I'll ignore it. Like if I see something on Facebook, Instagram, I just click off immediately, exit the page, shit like that.
Okay.
Because I want to wait like everybody else, on the actual show starts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, not so far as leaks are concerned, but with certain things that are considered spoilers, spoilers with movies or certain TV shows, I don't care about, because if I find out, it's more a matter of, okay, well, I still want to see it for myself. You can tell me what's going to happen. I want to visually see it for myself. But, I mean...
When it's something you're so emotionally invested into.
That's the thing, yes. When there's something that you are just so emotionally invested to, then, yes, it is very aggravating. Because, I mean, people, when Game of Thrones starts, oh, no spoilers this, or when Walking Dead, no one spoils, at least for a week. They'll go a week without talking about it. But, then there's certain instances where I remember somebody was talking, I think it was either Dan Law or our other listener, Harry Barnett. They were going back and forth about, the last Batman movie. And I'm like, guys, you could tell me what happens. I really don't care, because if I'm interested enough, I'm still going to watch the damn thing.
Yeah.
And on one hand, Dan Law's like, I don't understand why people do spoilers. I'm like, dude, it's for a multitude of reasons. Personally, when it comes to movies, I would prefer a spoiler simply because, one, I have the memory of a fucking goldfish, so I'm going to forget the ending anyway.
Yeah.
By the time I get to watch it. And two, since I don't watch a lot of movies, if I get spoiled with a movie I might be interested in, and it sounds intriguing enough, then that makes me more certain of watching it.
Nerd Raid Renegades went the other spectrum because we haven't really covered it, and this is
Okay.
actually a really good one for you because you are an avid reader.